Why should parents and teachers vote for you?
Well, parents and teachers should vote for me because it will be the beginning of the example of the realism of authentic representation at the school boards and at the county commissions and at the city commission. Because I've come through that process, I am not only authentic, but I'm a definitely a proponent of love and community. And I am an encourager of participating in the process through my example. We can all have different opinions, but we got to all understand that the ultimate prize or goal in this process is to create a better environment for students to learn and grow. And we do that by parents and teachers working together. We do that by electing people to be represented at these different positions throughout the county, state, and the federal government so that we can build community. We've got to go back to the basics.
Hi, friends. Mr. Stevie here, and welcome to a very special episode of Mr. Stevie Meditates. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Mr. Fred Atkins, the first African American mayor of Sarasota, Florida. Mr. Atkins has also served as a Sarasota City Commissioner for 18 years. Currently, he's the Democratic candidate running for Sarasota County Commissioner, District 2. Mr. Atkins has been a long-time educator and education advocate. In fact, he has been a supporter of my outdoor arts education work in the Newtown community since day one. He's committed to bringing quality education experiences to all students in our community. Mr. Atkins took a few moments from his campaign and his community work to speak to me about growing up in Newtown, his experience going through desegregation and integration in the Sarasota County schools as a student, and how that experience strengthened his commitment to education and community. Mr. Atkins also wanted to speak directly to parents, teachers, and education advocates and ask for their vote. Friends, early voting in Sarasota County and in Florida has already begun. Election Day is Tuesday, November 8th. Friends, I hope you enjoy this interview. You are actually a product of Sarasota County Schools. Can you share some of your experiences going through the Sarasota County school system?
Sure, I'll be more than happy to. I'm definitely a product of Sarasota County school systems, all the way from the Helen Payne Day Nursery. I went to school there for about a week. It was 50 cents a week to pay, and my mama said she don't have no more 50 cents for me to go to school. So then my cousin Nettie Marie Campbell started teaching me as a 4-year-old to go get ready for first grade.
Yes.
She got so ready that I tried to start early in Miss Baker class over Wooden Barracks on Orange Avenue. Lo and behold, they caught up with me about December of of '57, and I was put out of first grade. So I'm one of the few kids that have been put out of first grade after being in there almost a half a year.
Oh my
I,
God.
so the next year I came back as a first grader officially in '58, and I was in Miss Mac Green class in the same old wooden barracks until we had a march and a parade from the wooden barracks to the new Booker Elementary School, which is over where the Booker High School is now.
Oh.
I first grade in Miss Mac Green's class. I went from there through fourth grade. Mr. Horace Freeman was my fourth grade teacher. I left and went to Marion County and lived with my grandmother for fifth, sixth, and seventh grade.
Mhm.
Then I came back to Sarasota County in eighth grade, and was in the forefront of the desegregation of junior high school athletics. I was on the first junior high school football team that ever played against McIntosh, Brookside, Sarasota Junior High, and KMI and St. Martha's. junior high school. So I'm
Yes.
part of that process. Finished. Then we got into the struggle as a young man that was made conscious by my grandmother. She really involved me into the community in Marion County. Matter of fact, we live out in the country, Route 5, Box 151, which convinced her to get us a newspaper to deliver to us, the Ocala Star-Banner. And she said, if I get the newspapers delivered, would I read it? I would have to read it to her every day it came. And so that was my job. I became involved with reading and education, even more so with my grandmother, because she was a highly involved, not only religious and church person in Mount Canaan Primitive Baptist Church, but also in the politics of Marion County and Ocala. And so I was really ready to, when I came back to Sarasota, going into 8th grade. So I got on the first desegregated football team. We won one game. It was atrocious. It was so sad. The process that we had to go through to try to be treated fairly on a football field for 13, 14 boys was a shame. We overcame that. Then I played, then I got cut from the junior high school basketball team, JV, but I ran track, well, not ran track, but I threw the shot in the the discus for the track team. The next year we came back as a 9th grader, see, because back then, 9th grade was still junior high school.
Okay.
Yeah, we that year they decided that we were going to be in the league again. But what happened this time, our teammates decided that the only way we could win is not let them score. I became the defensive captain for a team that ran that old 5-4-2 defense. He shut out everybody. Our 3rd string team wouldn't allow anybody to score. The only team that scored against us was Sarasota Junior High. And really didn't fairly get that point. But the amazing part about it is that we knew that in order for us to win, they couldn't score, because we're gonna get some on the board. Yeah. We ended up, average score that year was probably like 44-2. We wouldn't let anybody score. We would not let anybody score. So that was our process. Then I went into the struggle with desegregation of the schools and closing down a Booker and keeping Booker open. Yeah. But you have to understand, Mr. Stevie, I always was an outstanding student also. I was an athlete, but I was also an outstanding student from the 1st grade. Like I said, my cousin Nettie Squiller had got me ready to go to 1st grade a year early. So I was ahead of everybody anyway. And so I was able to stay ahead. And I just stayed working. I enjoyed being an outstanding student. And so we continued to work hard, but I also was a big boy. And you know what it is about big boys in our neighborhood? When they point at you and say, hey, you got a brain, you got a body, you got to be ready to, you got ready to work all the way through it. And so that's what I was able to do to fulfill the expectation of not only my family, but my community. And so I had a leadership role from the beginning, and all the way through, I maintained that process through Sarasota High School. And then I refused to go to Tampa for any of the University of South Florida courses. I graduated from Manatee Junior College. Then I made South Florida blank every course that I took till I graduated from there at the university. So I am really a local, raised and educated kid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are so thankful. We are so thankful for you, for your inspiration, for the experiences and how you're able to share them and connect us all. You mentioned a really, really very interesting part of your educational experience in Sarasota County. You mentioned desegregation. How has that experience impacted your approach and your policy for education? How has your experiences through the Sarasota County system, school system, has impacted your views on education?
Mrs. Stevie, to the extent that right now I am in a classroom at Booker High School substituting in an English class. And I've been substituting since I graduated from Manatee Junior College, on and off, whenever I have gaps in my earnings. And
Yes.
so to help fulfill my obligation to parents, matter of fact, that sign behind me says "Love Win," and
Yes.
I'm it's yes, I'm in the class that English class, but desegregation was a special experience for me because we know it wasn't done fairly. They did not respect us as students. And so they basically shut down Booker High School and made everybody on the north side of 27th Street, which is now Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Way, go to River Sarasota High School. So since I lived on 24th Street, I went to Sarasota High School. So that's what we call desegregation. Now they sold it as integration, but when we got there, there was no preparation for integration on behalf of the teachers, the students, the parents, the administration, even the staff. And so there we were in a process where we were kind of finding our way to figure out how do we get loved by anybody other than ourselves. And so it was a ball of confusion, and we continue to grow. But I tell anybody, the reason why I graduated from Sarasota High School is my mother. My mother told me, boy, I know you know how to do the work, and you're going to do it or you won't eat at my house. You're going to bring seeds in this house or you won't eat. And so, I still love to eat. So I got my dinner because I had gone to class.
Yeah. Oh man, serious. That is serious.
Yes, sir.
Your living history. Me and you are talking about things that I get the feeling that almost are repeating themselves in terms of issues of inclusion, diversity in our schools today. Could we fast forward and I want to ask you, is there any connection? Do you see any connection from what you went through and the attitudes of, I don't know, school officials and parents to what you see now at the school board meetings, or what the attitudes we hear about coming out of our Sarasota County schools?
The amazing part of this struggle is it is not on the campus. The teachers are rather integrated into the process, and they have moved a lot further from desegregation than I even had imagined. But hey, I've been out of school 50 plus years.
Yes,
and
sir.
so teachers are not the problem. It's this new political agenda that's being perpetrated out here all over the United States that's impacting negatively at the school board level, and therefore filtering down to the teachers and into the students. Because we know children come to school with the attitudes and the raising of their parents. And we had done a great job of moving on from a lot of the most racist and discriminatory practices of the past. And then all of a sudden in the last 5-10 years, it has been coming back with a vengeance. And so that's what students are now dealing with, the contradiction of what we're supposed to be doing and what they are being told and what they see at home and at the school board meetings.
Yes. Absolutely. I totally agree with this kind of new wave of discrimination or racist, kind of wrapped in a different wording, different kind of policies from the state level down, even on the national level.
Yeah.
What are some solutions? What if you were able with a magical wand to address some of these issues in our schools, what would be your strategies for addressing some of these things?
It's so prophetically profound that I'm sitting here, and I chose a spot and I hadn't remember what was written behind me. But that word love that's written behind me is the basics of community. And we've got to get back to understanding that community is what's going to make the difference in this world. And community start with love. And we've got to commit ourselves to community. Because if we don't, we will continue to struggle and misrepresent the truth in ways that are not fair to the kids.
Got it. One final question. This question I'd like to ask is, why should parents and teachers vote for you?
Well, parents and teachers should vote for me because it will be the beginning of the example of the realism of authentic representation at the school boards and at the county commissions and at the city commission. Because I've come through that process, I am not only authentic, but I'm definitely a proponent of love and community. And I am an encourager of participating in the process through my example. We can all have different opinions, but we got to all understand that the ultimate prize or goal in this process is to create a better environment for students to learn and grow. And we do that by parents and teachers working together. We do that by electing people to be represented at these different positions throughout the county, state, and the federal government so that we can build community. We've got to go back to the basics because we've lost our way out here in the last 20, 30 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I couldn't have said it better. Oh, my goodness. Is there anything that maybe I haven't touched on that you would like to touch on to make sure viewers understand? Please.
I really am a candidate for the people. I will represent the people more freely and easily than anyone has ever represented citizens of Sarasota County in the last 50 years plus, because I'm unbought and unbowed. I am a representative that always understood that the people came first in my campaign. And what we would like to do is build together this community of love so that when you give to fredatkins.com, you give to an authentic candidate that you can always reach out and touch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you touched on something totally that we absolutely need to expand for our viewers. There are some important information. Where can they get more information about your candidacy and to contributing to your candidacy?
You can go to my website, Fred Atkins Campaign, or to my donation site and information site, fredatkins.com.
Yes, sir. And when are we voting this year? I mean, when do we need to be getting out to go vote? What is the date, sir?
Well, the general election is November the 8th. We have the early voting is a week and a half, 10 days before then. We have early voting the middle of October, the 13th. So we need to start those persons that get voting by mail, vote immediately and encourage their neighbors and everybody else that they know that got vote by mail envelopes to get their vote in and registered. Then if you're going to early vote, go and get on the ballot to assure yourself that you have voted. And then if you're going to wait for election day, be there. Don't go to sleep November the 8th having not voted. There's no excuse.
You got it. Such an important message. Thank you again, sir. I look forward to talking to you again really soon.
All right. Love wins. Okay.
Love wins.
Good day.
Welcome back, friends. I hope you enjoyed the interview. I'm thankful there are community members like Mr. Atkins who support this important art education work. If you're looking for more information about Mr. Atkins and his political race for Sarasota County Commission District 2 seat, click on the link in the description below. Friends, early voting in Sarasota County and in the state of Florida has already started. And election day is Tuesday, November 8th. Make sure you vote. And remember, every vote counts. Until the next video, stay calm, friends.